Hello, and welcome to Dad Doesn't Have Time for This, the show where we discuss things in a quick manner and then compare them to everything else in existence. One of my favorite musicals of all time is Little Shop of Horrors. And we're going to talk about Little Shop of Horrors, 1960 featuring Jack Nicholson. Haha, see what I did there? So, I've always loved the 80s version, and I figured it was time to go find the original version, or at least the most original version I'm aware of. And that is the version with Jack Nicholson as a cameo role of the guy who likes to get hurt, which I always enjoyed in the musical version, and in this version he is almost worse. At the same time, the dentist isn't nearly as bad, but I probably should start from the beginning. For those who don't know, Little Shop of Horrors is a wonderful little horror comedy about a plant that eats people. It's a great movie. I recommend either version. And this version is, it kind of feels like the original Night of the Living Dead and like how it was shot. Clearly they didn't have a lot of budget, but they made what they have go a long ways. And I really enjoyed that. There's like a underlying dark humor through the whole thing. This movie is so much more Jewish than the 80s version. And or maybe it's like a low budget Mel Brooks. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but there's just a sincerity of the movie that I really appreciate. And all in all, I had a really good time with this movie. Like, I wasn't sure what to expect, and don't set your expectations too high, because I'll be honest, the 80s version is a by far superior movie. Both versions. This is a good, solid movie, and I had a good time with it. The acting was well done. The guy who plays the lead, not as good as Rick Moranis, but then again, like I said, the 80s movie is so perfectly cast. It's hard to even come close. But it's good. It almost reminds me of like The Thing, the 50s version of The Thing versus the 80s version of The Thing. It's a similar thing where there were some movies in the 80s where they went back to the 50s and went, you know what, we could actually do this better, and they do. And this is another one of those examples. But if you're looking for a good time and a bit part by Jack Nicholson, this is a wonderful place to start, and it's the 240th best movie of all time. Little Shop of Horrors. You have a great day.